It'd be great if that wasn't burnt out, but at least I got 3 more. Just need to replace a ballast. There's a ballast right about there inside of it. You just need to take it out and put in a new one. And that is why this video is dark. Anyways, this is just a really quick update video on where the heck I've been, what the heck's going on with the rail, and yeah. So, it's been, I think, almost 3 months since my last video. Main reason why is I've been super busy with school. I was supposed to, on a normal schedule, I would be finishing Algebra 2 in June. I already did all of Algebra 2, and I'm about 1/3 of the way through pre-calc. Same thing with some of the other classes. I'm doing a lot more school than is required. So that's where I've been. So I haven't had a whole ton of time to make videos. I also haven't really been scootering because when you severely injure your leg, it doesn't exactly just get better. So I can't do a whole ton of scootering just because my leg is still, it's not the exact same as it was before. Apparently I probably have arthritis in it and some other, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so I haven't really had anything to make videos about, but if you do not follow my Instagram, which feel free to, if you want to, feel free to not also. You are probably unaware of this, but I have actually been making a new scooter rail. If you haven't seen the video 2 videos before this, 3 videos before this video? I don't know. I'll link it up in the corner. I am going to sell scooter rails. I mean, it works for skateboards and BMXs. But anyways, this is the first iteration right here. It is DOM tubing, 1/4 inch A36 steel plate, 2x4 inch rectangle tube, capped off with 1/8 inch, I don't know. Then it had bolt holes all through here to bolt down a piece of, UHMW is really dang slippery. It slides really well. So it's a great surface to make the top of rails out of, and then it'd bolt down there. But if you look very closely, you can see light through it because this would bow upwards. So it basically it'd have humps between every single bolt pattern. That's just the nature of UHMW. This stuff expands and contracts with water and heat. So, we got a new design. These are captive slots to hold the UHMW inside of to keep it from sliding around. It will only be bolted down in one spot because of these captive slots. So, it won't. Basically, the reason why you do it that way is because that does not expand and contract. It stays nice and flat. These have a chance of bending from the simulations that I ran, so we upped the steel to the same thickness steel, but now, wipe that off. This is now AR400 steel, technically bulletproof depending on the caliber that you use. Don't use this as body armor though, because, well, I'm not getting sued if you try and use this to stop a bullet. It might stop a bullet, it might not. It's used in body armor. This is not body armor. I also upped the pin size. Over here was just a tiny little 1/4 inch pin. Again, in simulations, it shows that this could potentially shear, or it would deform right around the edges of that. So we upped it to a 3/8 inch pin, which this shears at a much higher poundage. This is much less likely to break. You have to do something really stupid for this to break. On the old rail, it is also completely closed off. There is no hole. So the inside can rust because water can get through these holes and there's nothing preventing the inside from rusting. We did it much differently on this rail. You can see straight through this rail. It has, you can't see it because it's all black, but it has an edge so you don't catch it on a board or anything. And it basically is to prevent injuries because it spreads out the pressure if you're just, anyways. Then another thing that we did is there's a gap in between here and here. That makes it weaker because there's rivet nuts in there. And they have a washer type. Anyways, this we got something better. If you look at this one, there's essentially no gap. It's slightly bowed from welding, but that doesn't really matter. What we did instead is we actually use weld nuts on the inside. Again, you can't see it because everything's powder. You can maybe make them out. We have weld nuts in there because that actually makes this whole thing stronger. Because right where this connects is super high stresses, so it actually makes it significantly stronger. We use a new type of powder coating. So we were testing out different types of powder coating. If you notice, this leg is super shiny. This leg is not. The reason why these all the different types of powder coating look different is because we were testing out what slides the best. These legs work so much better than these legs over here. And these are unlubricated, those are lubricated. Those just... Pull the pin on this one. Watch how fast it drops. It's also much more durable. We had problems with the adhesion with the powder coating on this one. We have since dealt with that, and this is perfectly adhered on there. We did have to decrease the max height that this one can go to by 1 inch because of some potential problems, again, that were found in the simulation stage of this whole. One of the biggest things we did is, if I flip this over, you're gonna see something real cool. If you notice, there is a ton of holes on the bottom. Reason for that is weight reduction, bro. This rail weighs 31 pounds. That one weighs 50 pounds. 31, 50. This one's stronger than that one. That's a pretty big, that's pretty great. Another great thing about this is the powder coat can actually get on the inside now. There's the likelihood of the inside of this one rusting is very, very small. You have to wear out the powder coat first. So, stronger again because there's less rusting. We also added drainage holes right here so water can drain out because there was water pooling on the inside of this, which is a problem. Newest one will also have a slightly different bolt pattern right here. But this is like 99% the same as what the finished product will be. So that's what the version 2.0 looks like. It is significantly better in so many ways. There's one more thing I'm gonna test before I start actually selling and making these. And that is, I need to be sure this thing will not break in the weather. So I want you to be able to throw this rail outside in the snow, in the rain, in the salt water. Doesn't matter what condition, what your climate is. I want it to last. So what we're gonna do is we are going to pull the nice 3/8 inch pin. We are going to take this part of the rail and we are going to put it in the most within reason, corrosive environment. Where the heck are we going to perform this quote-unquote test? I'm gonna take this out and we're gonna throw an aquarium right here. Like so. We're going to take part over here. We're going to set it in here. I want a little bit of standoffs on the bottom. Just make the worst conditions possible for this to be in. So I have this professional beaker right here, orange juice, and then some Morton iodized salt, and we're just gonna yeah. Close the lid. By the way, this is like scalding hot. Shake it. Let that sit for a minute. I think it's in, yep, this container right here. I'm gonna need this. Airline hose in here. Just put it on the air stone and put it on the aquarium pump. Pour it in here. Got another quote unquote beaker of water. Pour that in here. Yep, got a lid that I left outside there. Drop the air stone in there. Plug that sucker in, that sucker in. Oh, look at that. This is already fogged up now because of that little air stone. Yeah. Right now, we've got a nice, corrosive, humid atmosphere that this thing's just gonna bake in. You can see the humidity. I'm going to leave that piece in there, I think, until I start shipping out rails. So, now that I'm finally done rambling about what's going on there, I'm thinking I should be able to, I'll have 10 for sale right around Christmas, probably the day after. They will all be this new version right here with the 31 pounds, AR 400 steel, DOM tubing, super high quality. I think this would be the highest quality rail on the market. I could be wrong, there might be a better one. If there is, I haven't seen it. So I think I'll have 10 of those for sale in the end of December. So if you're interested in being one of the first 10 people to buy rails, just check my YouTube channel in a few days. I should upload a video a few days before I am going to release them, saying the actual date and all that and everything. Then later I'll update a detailed video of the actual making of them so people can see how they're made. With all that being said, I think that's all I got. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for watching. Yeah, that's it. See ya.